What's up? Welcome to the His House, DK His House to be exact. You've definitely made it to the right place, right on time, because we're here to spill this tea, gossip, all is allegedly. So please don't get in your feelings, because I don't know none of these people, so nothing's been confirmed or denied. But you know how we talk at the His House, we gather around some tea, coffee, drinks, whatever, eat snacks, and get right into it. And that's just what I plan to do today. Are you ready? I know I am. All right, we're gonna get into it. So, what was the name? Monroe Show was supposed to have an interview with a woman who would claim that, um, pardon me, I'm doing my hair. Sorry, claimed that, what was it? That she had some information on Tia Mowry's husband. A lot of people like she ain't saying a whole lot of nothing. She's saying a whole lot of nothing. Well, she kind of was, but at the end of the day, she was saying a little something. She was saying a little something. And she might have said a whole lot of something. I ain't gonna cap. But we're here to talk about it today, and it may explain a lot about the situation with Tia and Tamara and what I think going on behind the scenes that's untelevised, which y'all not talking about. We're here to talk about it. We're gonna get into it. And yeah, that's that on that. But do I know the Maurys or any of them, her husband? No, I don't. So I'm just speaking my opinion, giving my own thoughts, and that's just that on that. It's a free world. I'm able to do that. You do it too. Okay. So at the end of the day, it's like she was basically saying how she grew up with him. He was an older cat, and how his roommates had threw him out the house, and so he basically was stuck in Cali, of all places, trying to make a way for himself. And they said he was like over a certain age to where he really shouldn't have been around no kids. But, due to the fact that he didn't have nowhere to go, he had befriended this young boy that was probably under 16 or around that age or younger, and moved in with him. Convinced the mom to, let him stay there with the boy. And she said she had a thing on the guy, and I can agree, I can understand, if you like somebody, you're gonna flirt with them. You know what I'm saying? I get that. And then on top of that, he was flirting back, so I can understand why she had her feelings. People was like, "You still mad?" No, I don't think she was mad at Tia. She was just mad at the whole situation because they had some kind of connection, if that makes sense. And then when this other dude came around, he was acting like he didn't know her or whatever, which is kind of weird because at that age, boys are definitely into girls, definitely. And then on top of that, she had alleged something. She had said that he was showing them recordings or letting them listen to recordings, or the boys or whatever, of, some illicit stuff that was going on in adult activities or whatever. And so that was kind of suspicious if you're of a certain age. But then too, with guys, they do a lot of stuff. They want they youngsters to man up real quick. So it's kind of different. I don't know. But anyway, so the point was she wasn't seeing her friend hardly ever. And he was acting really weird is what she was saying. And she was just saying that everywhere Corey Hardick went, it was like he carried this bad energy around him, basically, and that nobody liked him. And I feel like if you befriending one kid and he got friends that live in the same area, at least one of them should like you because they would know, right? Why wouldn't they like you? Either you acting funny towards them or you doing a friend wrong. You know what I'm saying? And she was saying that nobody liked them. And I wouldn't like an older man either pushing up on my friend for a place to stay either. But that just shows you he was in need and he was desperate. Which, if people have been there before, that's not uncommon. I'm not knocking him for needing a place to stay, just the way he went about it. That's what I don't really understand. And then on top of that, a little bit after he had moved in, Tia started coming around, but they alleged that Tamara had a little crush on him, which I can understand that. I don't think that was fabricated, but they were saying that she had a little crush on him, but Tia ended up talking to him, and she used to come over there to the little boy's house where he was staying, and you know they were close or whatever. And I just think it's ironic. Like, I don't even know how he would link up with the sister girl. Like, he had pull, because how does that happen? Because you don't have nowhere to stay. You probably don't got a car. I don't know, because Tia was driving him around a lot. So how you end up at a shoot, unless you message her or something like that, and she told you to come through. I don't know. I don't know how he got the gig, because they say he didn't really work, but he was living with a young boy. And to me, I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't think no grown man should befriend a guy and stand with him. Now, I don't know if he knew the guy. If he knew the guy, that would make more sense. But what the girl was saying, well, she's a grown woman now. She was a girl at the time. She was basically saying that nobody really knew him, and he just showed up, and the boy really didn't know him. So that's very suspicious. I don't care what you say. Like, they're desperate that you gotta find a stranger boy, allegedly manipulate him so you can stay with him. And then, she was insinuating some things, not saying that they were true, but she was insinuating that they were spending a lot of time together, that they would even, the boy would even go out with Tia, Tamara, and him at times and stuff like that. And, the mom would be working at night, but they would be, at the house still while the mom was working, and he hardly ever came outside. So, and then did she say that he started having feminine tendencies, like he cared about, his appearance and stuff like that? So, I don't know. So, but the part of it that I got from the situation, how it can deal with the marriage, is it gives me vibes that he was a bit of a manipulator, a bit of a user. That's what I got from it. And you may be like, oh, that's nothing. Like, it's plenty of people who will manipulate to get what they want. It's plenty of people that use people that don't mean nothing, which it really don't, per se. But when you think about it, when you look at Corey, what do you think? Exactly. Put in the comments. When your first impression of Corey, when you see Corey, what do you think? You think he's a shy guy. You think he's a good guy. You think, oh, he wouldn't do no harm. He would be the last person who would ever manipulate somebody, who would ever try to get over on somebody. You're going to think that. And I guess he got his act down, because, he was able to, like I said, move in with a complete stranger. The mom let him. I don't know if he was paying anything or what, but I do know the mom was going to work. And to be honest, I doubt if she knew, because she was at work. And all he had to do is, just sleep under the bed or whatever. I don't know. But I doubt that the mom would condone that. But hey, maybe she did. But I just really don't think she would have known that, and really said, okay, yeah, this 19-year-old man that I don't know can stay at my house with you, since that's your friend. Because mamas are going to know how manipulative men are. Now, don't get me wrong. He do look innocent. He do look like he's not going to do any wrong. And maybe she thought the same thing. I don't know. Okay, so with that being said, he just was proving that he was at some random boy's house. he doesn't have a place to stay, Tia and Tamara are on TV, wouldn't it make sense that he would use them for a come up, use them for publicity, use them for attention, because he used the boy the same way? And this is alleged. I'm just saying, if he's capable of having a manipulating a young man, he definitely will be capable of manipulating sister if he has such a debonair, sweet personality. Because to her, she said she saw darkness. To me, I never get that vibe off of him. Like, he looks innocent. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he can get there. You can probably go there like most people. But when you look at him, you don't think evil. You don't think twisted, tormented, or anything like that. You don't think those things. But I do know that when I used to think about sister, they were definitely the girls that I felt were naive, manipulable, whether they were or not. It just always appeared to like they were green, or they were so innocent, or they were so sweet, right? So what if he targeted them? You know what I'm saying? Let's say he did reach out. I don't know how they started talking, how he ended up seeing them at a movie set. I don't know, but it seems as if that's not too far away from the truth. But let's just say she really was in love, which I really feel she was in love with her husband. And let's just say, she was just like smitten, like, oh wow, this nice, sweet guy. He's, putting on this show like he's a nice, sweet guy, when everybody else saying he's evil in his neighborhood and stuff like that. He's such a good guy, this and this and that, he making me wait, he's not trying to rush me and to kiss me and stuff like that. That can be a play. So he in there. Because if you can get in with sister and they on multiple shows, multiple streams, multiple platforms, you in there. So you went from being homeless to sleeping at a stranger's house while his mama at work to being with sisters and sisters. So that can very much mean that she could have been his other way out. You know what I'm saying? Because it was around the same time that he got put out by his roommates, and allegedly they said his roommates didn't even tell him that they was leaving. They just dipped. So obviously he was being a pain in the butt. He was being a nuisance, or maybe they asked him to leave, and he was like, I ain't going nowhere. I don't know. There's plenty of people like that today, murking the system, like get somewhere, don't pay rent, stay there and whatever. But just think about it. He got with some of the sweetest, nicest, luckily he didn't get with Tamara, but she probably wouldn't mind. He got with one of the sweetest girls, and to be honest, they look like they had good times together. But what I'm saying is, if he was so much of a smart guy to get what he wants, who's to say he wouldn't have put on this fraudulent image? Like I said, me and you never would have thought that he would have ever stayed with a 14-year-old boy, or allegedly, or even had people think of him as being an evil person. That's just something we wouldn't have thought of. But here we are now, his wife is divorcing him. So it kind of makes, you wonder, like, it got to be a reason, And if she was his way out, who's to say he wasn't entertaining other people? Now, I really don't know what he does for a living. I guess I could Google it. But somebody said she had posted something about, she had liked a post about men not contributing to the household. So, and as far as I knew, he didn't really work. I don't know what he does. I really don't know, besides he's her husband. I think he may have acted, but I don't know. And I probably should know. Oh, yeah, I think he said he's been in some movies before. But the point is, who's to say that he just didn't marry her, get a way out? He respected her, you know, because she could tell that she really was into him. She really liked him. But he wanted to do what he wanted to do on the side because he got with her at such a young age. And she was his way out. Who's to say he was being faithful? Who says who say he wasn't being faithful? I'm just throwing ideas out there, just speaking out loud. And if she was a jump off or a meal ticket or a way out or a month, and at the end of the day, I know I've probably been talking in circles and y'all probably don't even understand what I'm saying. I hopefully you can put together what I'm saying. I'm trying to say something without saying it too directly, but what I'm saying is, even though he probably would have stayed in his marriage, even though he probably had a lot of respect for Tia, I feel like she may have been more in it than he was. I'm just saying. And if he put on this impression that he was a soft, sweet guy, he definitely probably could have won her over quickly. But maybe he changed down the years. Maybe he did things differently. I don't know. And all I'm saying is, if he was this one person behind the scenes and his young or adult life and people knew him, and a different person with Tia Tamera, what kind of person is he really? You know what I'm saying? The person that know how to get what he wants, smart. He's very smart, because if he went from almost being homeless to dating one of the top child stars, he's doing okay. But that's just my opinion. I don't know them personally. Everything is alleged. I'm just speaking on what I've heard, what I've seen, and just giving my take on it all. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And we made it to the end, and it's about time to go home. But I definitely appreciated you for stopping by. You're definitely always welcome. And I hope you learned something today, or it caused you to think a little bit differently about something I was said on today. If you like any parts, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Before you go, make sure you comment down below, because I love hearing from you. Whether good or bad, I don't delete the comments. So speak your mind. I'm here for it. Are you?